Happening today, the campaign season is underway, and New Mexico will be in the spotlight today when Republican presidential candidate Mitt Romney visits Hobbs.
He's set to make a quick stop there starting at 10:30 this morning, and we're told he could make a very big announcement, too. News 13's David Romero is live in a Newsplex with the preview. David, what's this all about?
Matt, it's being billed as an energy event with Mitt Romney, and his campaign says today's visit could be a big policy speech and announcement. Now, this is also the buzz in political blogs as well. The anticipation is that Mr. Romney will lay out his energy plan, and if he's elected, and it's also going to be the build-up going into the Republican Party convention that starts on Sunday. Now, after his appearance at the Watson Truck and Supply Company in Hobbs, Mr. Romney will take part in a fundraising reception later in the afternoon. Now, some may question why his appearance is happening down south rather than in Albuquerque or Santa Fe. Political analyst Joe Monahan says the timing and place of the announcement couldn't happen in a better spot than in Hobbs.
Well, I think it is going to come true that he is going to make a major policy announcement regarding America's energy policy, and where better than in Lee County, New Mexico, where oil is in such abundance and which really is the energy capital of this state.
Now, if you plan on checking it out this morning, you have to be in place by 8:30, and again, everything kicks off at 10:30. Matt?
All right, David, any chance Mr. Romney or President Obama are going to come back, make another campaign appearance here?
You know what? It's not going to be likely for either candidate until after their party conventions. Of course, the Republicans start next week and the Democrats the week after. And, of course, this is also confirmed by Obama campaign headquarters here in Albuquerque. They said don't expect it until after the party convention.
All right, good to know. Thank you, David.
Yep.
Happening now, we are waiting to see if road crews will be closing a stretch of a busy downtown Albuquerque street for a movie shoot. We want to take you live right now for a look at the area. So here's the deal. We've been told that the overpass on lead from Broadway to 2nd Street is supposed to happen this morning, but we checked the city's website, and according to this sign here, it says that it will now close tomorrow. So when it does close, it's supposed to stay closed until next Tuesday evening for nearly almost a week as crews shoot part of the new movie. Now, the new movie that they're shooting is called Two Guns. The film stars Denzel Washington and Mark Wahlberg. It's about a DEA agent and undercover naval intelligence officer who gets set up by the mob. Pretty interesting movie, I think. We'll, of course, let you know, though, about the street closures.
Well, this morning we know that world champion boxer Johnny Tapia did not die because of an overdose, but rather heart disease caused by high blood pressure. That's what the Office of the Medical Investigator now says after Tapia died in his home here in Albuquerque back in May. At that time, a lot of people thought he might have died from an overdose because he'd struggled with abusing drugs when he was younger. And now his wife, Teresa, is setting the record straight.
People didn't give him the benefit of the doubt. It was just, you know, oh, he died of an overdose. Everyone expected it. Well, that's not what happened. Johnny had a heart that was so big that, you know, he gave out so much of it till like there was nothing left, and I feel that that's the way he went.
Toxicology tests found no illegal drugs in Johnny Tapia's body, but they did find non-toxic levels of a painkiller and other medicine that he'd been legally prescribed.
Could there be a murderer on the loose in Albuquerque? Family members of the victims think so after they were recently found dead in a northeast Albuquerque home. Family members tell us the victims were 36-year-old Kirsten Lando and her 20-year-old nephew Dylan Searfoss. The two were found dead inside of a house near I-40 and Tramway on Tuesday. The family believes they were murdered, and they say they know who did it. All police, though, are saying right now is that it is a double homicide investigation, and they have not ruled out the possibility that it could have been a murder-suicide. Kirsten leaves behind 2 children. Dylan is a 2010 graduate of El Dorado High School. The man accused of killing a Durango college student while camping could face the death penalty. Brendan Ashburn was arraigned yesterday on first-degree murder. The Durango Herald reports that he is in jail on a $1 million bond. Investigators say Ashburn shot and killed David Jones early Saturday morning while Jones was out camping with a friend. Police say they think the act was totally random. They don't believe the suspect who was camping nearby knew the victim.
Carlos Fierro is waking up a free man this morning after he walked out of the prison in Las Cruces yesterday. As he did that, he talked about spending close to 4 years behind bars for driving drunk and hitting and killing a man in Santa Fe back in 2008.
There's a lot I've learned, a lot I've grown in the last 4 years, and there's a lot I want to do with my life now. There's a lot of changes I've made. So I'm just looking forward to getting started and just living again.
Mr. Fierro tells us he plans to move to California. He will not be a lawyer there, though, as he was in Santa Fe, because his law license has been suspended indefinitely. However, he does plan to appeal his conviction, saying the man he killed was also drunk that night and walking across the street at night wearing dark clothes. The woman accused of stabbing her 8-year-old son in the neck with a screwdriver set to be back in court in Albuquerque today. Laisha Henderson is scheduled to change her plea, this after she pled not guilty to being high on meth and stabbing her son back in December. The boy is now okay. We'll let you know what happens in court later today.
It can be dangerous and downright deadly, but that didn't stop hundreds of people from having a party in an Albuquerque arroyo in the middle of monsoon season. Albuquerque arroyos can turn into raging rivers in the matter of seconds during the monsoons, but that didn't stop a group of partiers that showed up for a huge party being called the Arroyo Stomp 2012. It was an event held in an arroyo in which hundreds of breakdancers, singers, and even poets showed up. It's something that fire officials tell us they want to prevent, since arroyos could potentially be dangerous when it rains. And as we all know, living here, it could rain at any moment.
We are ready at any time, but that amount of people would definitely make it challenging for our guys to actually get every one of them out.
Luckily for the party goers, it wasn't raining that day. The Flood Control Authority says it does what it can to keep people out of the arroyos by putting up many fences as it can.
And some news just in the Newsplex, an update to a story you just told us about 2 young people killed in Albuquerque. Police say they have made arrests in this case. This is about Kristen Landau and her 20-year-old nephew, Dylan Searfoss. Police say again they have arrested someone. They're going to talk more about that at 8 o'clock this morning. Look for updates here on News 13 and on our website at krqe.com.